Yo, everyone, what is good? This is your boy Strictly. Welcome to the channel. Today, I wanted to list the top 5 things that I do want to see from the PlayStation 5 showcase. This does stem from a conversation that we had on Twitter Spaces. Me and my boy Bruce, we hosted a Twitter Spaces yesterday on Twitter, and we spoke about, the expectations of the event. We spoke about what we want to see, and it was an open mic conversation. A lot of people came in, spoke about what they wanted to see from the event, why they would be so excited to see these games. So I thought that making a video on the top things I want to see from the showcase was only right to do. I love talking about games, so let's just get right into it. Number 5, a new IP. Horizon Zero Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima, Days Gone. These are all brand new IPs that was introduced to the PlayStation 4 consumer base, and we would have never we would have never thought about these games if Sony PlayStation did not give these developers the creativity, the tools in order to create these games. So I just only think it's right to want a new IP, and they brought it up on Bar's channel the other day. I don't think a new IP will be more hype than God of War, of course, but a new IP, depending on what it is, would definitely create a significant type of hype for that title, of course, depending on what it is. So I definitely think a new IP would be something I would be crazy hype about, because I just love new experiences. I love these big AAA titles, and if they was to create something as big as Horizon Zero Dawn or God of War or something like that, it would be kind of crazy, so again, a new IP is something that I really want to see. Number 4, SOCOM. There was heavy rumors that SOCOM was being worked on. Obviously, again, it's rumor territory. We don't know this. This is just pure speculation. We just do not know this. But SOCOM, man, listen, man. SOCOM on new generation consoles. Of course, now that the internet is so accessible nowadays, and there's more emphasis on being online and connecting with other players, SOCOM will probably strive in this gaming community. It just would, and thinking about SOCOM Confrontation, back on PS2, and it came with the a mic, and it was online only. And even playing SOCOM prior to that, with the co-op missions with the AI, and doing just a bunch of different type of missions, I would just love a SOCOM reboot, done correctly. And we know Guerrilla's working on another project. We don't know if it's SOCOM. It was also heavily rumored that it can be a Horizon Zero Dawn multiplayer co-op mode. We don't know, but I do think SOCOM would be insane. And for me, that has to be on my list, man. It has to be. I love shooters. I love third person. I love first person shooters. And SOCOM, it was always heavily dependent on co-op and teamwork and communication, and I really love those type of games. So SOCOM obviously had to be on this list. Number 3, and it's crazy that I have to put this at number 3 because my 2 and 1 is going to be insane, but God of War is my number 3. To me, it's pretty much inevitable that we do not see it. I think it's obviously we're going to see God of War. We haven't seen anything since the tease. It said Ragnarok was coming. We don't know if it's called God of War Ragnarok, but God of War is the biggest IP that Sony has, in my opinion. So I do think that, God of War, there's probably going to be nothing that creates more hype during that event than God of War. Just as a whole, from the PlayStation community, from the gaming community, I don't see they're creating as much hype as God of War. I don't know if we're going to get gameplay. I don't think so. I think it'll be more along the lines of a trailer, CGI trailer or something like that. Maybe some gameplay, who knows? But regardless of the fact, God of War had to be number 3 on my list because, again, it's God of War, and God of War 2018 was arguably the best game on the PS4 generation. I mean, The Last of Us 2 is up there, and Ghost of Tsushima, but God of War was just damn near flawless, coming out the box. So that's number 3 for me. Number 2, Factions multiplayer. This is number 2 because it's Naughty Dog. It's Naughty Dog. We know Naughty Dog is going to come with the heat regardless. What they did on the PlayStation 4 with The Last of Us 2 is simply amazing. Like, it's mind-boggling on what they did with that game. So the thought of having a multiplayer a multiplayer game within the Last of Us universe on a PlayStation 5 with the mechanics of Last of Us 2, like how can you not be crazy excited about the Last of Us, crazy excited about Factions? Like that for me is insane, so I really really hope we see Factions, and I hope we see it in some shape, form, or fashion regardless, but I really think we need to see gameplay from Factions at this point. We haven't heard about it from a while. We know it's in development from Naughty Dog. I think we need to see gameplay, and that would generate just a crazy amount of hype. But for me, I love multiplayer games as well. This is probably the game. I wouldn't be surprised if Factions is the most played game for me by the end of the generation. I would not be shocked. So that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. That's number 2 on my list. And number 1, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably know what my number 1 is. The Metal Gear Solid remake. Come on, y'all. It's Metal Gear Solid we talking about. And I touched base on this on the Twitter Spaces, but Metal Gear Solid just it holds. It's different for me. It has a special place in my heart as a gamer. I played Zelda Ocarina of Time, and I played a bunch of story mode, single player games, on Nintendo or N64 or whatever. But I think it's fair to say, as a gamers, we all have that one title that kind of transitions you from a hardcore gamer to like a passionate gamer. You know what I'm saying? And Metal Gear Solid was what really did that to me, and not the original Metal Gear Solid. I never got to finish the Metal Gear Solid, the original one on PS1. So that's part of why I'm so excited to hopefully get a remake. But PlayStation 2, I played Sons of Liberty, and just that game mechanically, just the story. And I don't even fully understand the story because I played as a young kid. Like I'm an adult now, so it's going to have a completely different experience on me as a gamer and a person. So, it holds a special place in my heart, and I really, really want that game. And I hope it's a collection, to be honest. I hope it is, maybe the MGS remake along with the remaster of 2 through 4, or, something along those lines. And someone on Twitter Spaces actually mentioned, because if you don't know, Metal Gear Solid 5 was not finished. It was kind of hurried up because Konami and Kojima did fall out. So the game was never really properly complete. So someone mentioned hopefully Kojima doing a proper completion for Metal Gear Solid 5. So maybe that can be tied into it some way. And that's very interesting also, for me, because again, I'm just a big Metal Gear Solid fan. And anything Metal Gear Solid related, I'm going to listen and I'm going to be all about it. But again, that game just holds a very special place for me, in my heart, and I really, really hope that rumor is true and we get a Metal Gear Solid remake, and of course the collection. I would like to play the Metal Gear Solid remake, but I guarantee you, I want to play Sons of Liberty and Snake Eater and things like that after Metal Gear Solid remake. But that's pretty much it. And also there was an honorable mention for me is the GTA Enhanced Edition. I'm gonna be putting crazy amount of hours in GTA Online when it does drop in November. And like I stated in previous videos, I think between Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, Factions, and probably Battlefield, those probably are going to be my most played titles on this generation. Most likely. I mean, you can kind of take that with a grain of salt, but I do think that those are going to be my 3 most most played titles. I mean, Factions. And of course, if SOCOM is true, that's going to be up there because it's multiplayer. And I think just naturally, multiplayer titles gain more time because you have to grind for weapons, grind for attachments, cosmetic items you may want, challenges. There's just a bunch of different things that come with multiplayer games. So that's definitely something I'm also looking forward to. I couldn't put it on this list because I honestly couldn't take any of my top 5 out. But I just wanted to make sure I throw some GTA love in there, man, because that's definitely something I'm looking forward to. But with that being said, we are doing a Twitter Spaces for the PlayStation 5 Showcase event. It's going to be me, my uncle, aka Optimus Code, and my brother from another mother, Bruce. So I hope to see you all there, man. We're going to be on Twitter Spaces. We're all going to be, just commenting on different things that's happening during the event. And I think it's going to be just kind of cool seeing everyone's authentic and original reactions to the events and what's shown. I think that's going to be real cool. And I will be doing a giveaway for a title in September, whether it's Deathloop, Kena, or Fist. So make sure you tune in. Regardless, I'll let you all know the details on that Twitter Spaces, but I will be doing a giveaway for a title as well. But with that being said, this is your boy Strictly. I appreciate you all being here. If you did like this video, please hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. Also hit the subscribe button if you want to see any future content from me, and hit the notification bell if you want to be alerted at any time I do upload any comment. So with that being said, I love you all. Appreciate all y'all gamers out here gaming. And it's your boy Strick, and I'm out. Deuces.